So yeah, lion's mane, what is it? What does it do? And most importantly for you, does it actually work? And spoilers, yes it does, but not in the ways that you'd expect. Hey guys, I'm Soma and I want to live the best possible life. And to do that, I've been doing a lot of digging into myself, as well as a lot of digging into diets, as well as supplements, and I want to break down a few of my favorite ones. But before we begin, I do just want to say this is not medical advice. This video is just for entertainment purposes only. Mushrooms are making a comeback. Over the last few years, I'm seeing more and more people advocate for mushrooms like chaga, cordyceps, and most of all lion's mane, and saying how good it makes them feel, kind of how good overall it is, and what benefits, what great benefits that they are deriving from these mushrooms. And I thought I would put my money where my mouth is and see if I can gain some benefits from taking lion's mane mushroom. And I have a few notes. Before we get into my experience, I just kind of want to run down what lion's mane is supposed to do. Lion's mane is supposed to increase your nerve growth factor as well as your brain-derived neurotropic factor. They increase neuroplasticity, they increase the myelination of your nerve cells, and they induce the growth of more neurons, all of which are extremely important if you want to have a well-aging brain, and more specifically, a brain that works in the long run. Outside of these benefits, it is also supposed to do one more thing, and that is to increase the amount of REM sleep that you get. Now, REM sleep is something that I've kind of been struggling with. I do not get enough if I sleep a normal amount, so I need to actually sleep way more, but this might have helped me with actually increasing the amount of my REM sleep. So I have been on lion's mane for about 6 months now, and I do an interval of 3 weeks on, 1 week off, mostly just to test out if it's still working, how is it working, and what actually happens when I'm on it or off it for extended periods of time. The way I take it is I take 1 milliliter of the tincture every single night for the weeks that I'm taking it, right before bed, just straight kind of into my mouth. I don't really mix it with anything, even though you can. You can take this in pill form, you can take this in tea form. Apparently it actually tastes pretty good, but I just like the simplicity of just a dropper full, or 2 droppers full in this case, every night. And indeed, when I wake up after having taken this, I feel slightly more refreshed. I feel like I've had a better night's sleep than off of it. So the 3 weeks that I take it, I have better sleep than the week that I do not. But funny thing is the week that I don't, the first few days, I still have the exact same sleep, and then it starts to kind of taper off. So there does seem to be a slight residual effect, at least for me in terms of sleep. The other thing that it does is it actually does increase my amount of REM sleep. And the way it does that is it actually makes me start to have my REM sleep way earlier on in the night. And this is very, very good. In an 8 hours night's rest, I might only get about an hour of REM sleep starting from about 6 a.m. But when I do take lion's mane, I start to get in my REM sleep around 4 a.m. And I'm able to get about 30 minutes more REM sleep with this than without this, though this does vary on all the other things that I do to optimize my sleep. If you want to know how to optimize yours, here's the video for you. Now, before we wrap everything up, I do want to say that this is not a magical cure. I'm going to repeat that one more time. This is not a magical cure. When you take this, you're not magically going to become superhuman. You're not magically going to wake up and solve all the world's problems like that. No, this is one of those things that have been kind of tried and tested through the years to have lasting effects. So the way I would imagine taking this is not for any sort of immediate gains, but to have gains, 10, 20, 50 years down the line. Because imagine, if you become better by 1%, are you going to notice it tomorrow? Probably not. You might wake up 1% more refreshed. Your brain might have recovered 1% more because you took this. However, 1% over a long time really does start to add up. And that's the way that I imagine me taking Lion's Mane. As in, I am going to be taking this for the foreseeable future. Because this helps me a little bit every day, but it's the combined effects of the recovery that my brain's able to do, of all of the nerve growth factor and the brain-derived neurotropic factor. It's those and the increased levels of those that I'm ultimately after. Because I want to have a really healthy, really well-working brain for indefinitely. I never want to grow old, at least in my brain. I've already said that I want to live forever. This is going to be one of those things that is going to, I think, help me get there. If you've made it this far, please hit that subscribe button. Clearly, it's brought you some value, and I want to keep bringing you value again and again and again. I kind of want to be like your Lion's Mane mushroom, where every time you watch one of my videos, you become 1% better. And by subscribing, you can gain all of those percents for the foreseeable future, because I want to grow old with you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.